Hey everybody, Samantha Bessudo Drucker here, your image gal for divagalsdaily.com and Ask Sam for samanthapesudodrucker.com. And today I have the great pleasure of interviewing DJ Mad Max. Hello, Max. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Samantha. Thank you for having me on the show. It's a privilege and an honor.
Really a pleasure to have you. And oh, we have so much to talk about. So I'm going to let you know what we're going to talk about today. Okay. First of all, I need to introduce you to our audience. You have a BS degree in communications from St. John's University. You own your own radio station. You are the host of a successful podcast, which I had the honor and pleasure of being interviewed on. And you book all of your own talent and you are considered not only a really great host in our industry, but you are also considered a bit of a hip hop historian. So much to talk about, and we're going to get into all of this and more.
Sounds like a plan.
First off, let's begin at the beginning.
hmm
I know that you grew up in Connecticut.
Yes.
And Connecticut's kind of like part of Connecticut feels like New England, and part of Connecticut feels more like the tri-state area. And it's like right in between. It's like a whole state that's like suburbia, basically, except for two sort of town endpoints. And I wanted to know, what was that like? Did you enjoy growing up in Connecticut? Is there any piece of it, something that you feel nostalgic for? Tell us.
I would say that growing up in Connecticut is definitely it's an interesting experience because you're right. It's like right on the outside of New York, so you basically are just a train ride away from the city, and that's something I always took advantage of when living in Connecticut. And just growing up in because I know everyone's like, "Oh, you represent Connecticut," and I'm like, "No, I only claim South Norwalk, Connecticut. That's where I'm from. I don't claim the rest of it because it's not where I really was around. It was mainly just Norwalk, but." And it was just a diverse area of life growing up there, from growing up with Hispanics, African Americans, and it just really had me enriched into all different types of culture, to where now it's kind of more gentrified and it's constantly changing, and it's not what it once was, and unfortunately, but it's definitely made me who I am today for sure.
Tell me something that you have nostalgia for about Connecticut. It could be something
Um,
small, like, I don't know, a hot dog stand, whatever.
Nostalgic about Connecticut. Oof, that's tough. I
A
mean,
place, a pizza joint, something.
mm, it's really hard because I always say that there's nothing here in Connecticut, so that so that's why. Because I always like going to New York and things like that. I mean, I just look at it as it's just home, like from when I was younger. That's kind of
Yeah.
how I look at it. It's just a place that I call home. Just going to the Norwalk YMCA when I was a kid had a big impact on me, playing basketball until they knocked that down recently and turned that into a big condominiums. So there's definitely some other places of nostalgia here and there, but a lot of it's changed. Like everything that I used to do in Norwalk when I was a kid, Blockbuster's gone. I was always
Right?
going to the
I
movie
lived in
spots.
New Canaan for 9 months.
Okay, yeah. So you know where it's like right connected with Norwalk. Yeah.
Yes. So I know the terrain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's near
Well,
Uncle Joe's Pizza. If you drive, do you know Uncle Joe's Pizza?
yes, I do.
Yeah, yeah. That was
Okay.
one of my favorite spots. Yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah.
See, we could have met each other way back when.
We could have. We could have.
So you went to you have a BS degree in
hmm
communications from St. John's University. So I want to know, because I minored in speech communications and public relations at NYU. So we have this in common.
hmm
And I want to know, why did you want to go into communications?
I think I wanted to go into communications because I think it just really spoke to me as far as like the arts and journalism, and that's kind of one of the only programs there at St. John's that really spoke to me when I was there. Because when I went there, I wanted to play basketball and try out and try to get on the team, but then I got there my first semester and I just had to really get acclimated into the campus and the college life. So that's
Mhm.
when I was able to really get into depth about my studies, and then I discovered the radio station there on campus, and that's when I really started hitting the ground running and developing my own show and
You
just
became president, as I understand,
yeah, that's right. Yes.
of St.
You did
John's
your
University
research.
Radio. So that's pretty impressive. So you like found your calling.
Yeah, I did. I would probably say I think what really kind of kicked it in gear was when I took speech class because I was given speeches about just whatever topic that professor, I think it was Professor Pagliari, Father Pagliari, who taught me speech. And yeah, he was telling me like you're ready for the big leagues and things like that. And my speeches, I got an A in that class. And I think from there, with having such a passion for public speaking, that's when it really kind of was ingrained in me that, yeah, I need to go follow this field.
It's great when you find a coach, a professor, an instructor who sees you and
Hmm.
who champions you. Like they're tough on you, they push you, they want you to succeed, and they believe in you. And that is priceless, I think.
It is. It definitely is. It's always good to have mentors. I always look back, even like as my basketball coach, Coach Greg, from when I used to play at the YMCA. I always hold certain coaches and professors in high regard that really had an impact on you.
Well, shout out to Coach Greg
Yeah.
and shout out to your professor who the father who pushed you to
Hmm.
continue with your communications journey because I know that we don't know each other very well. We've only had one previous conversation together, but you strike me as a very charming, very easy person to talk to.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Likewise, too.
Ah, you silly. Well, I think that we have actually even more in common, but before I start talking about points of common interest, I want to transition from being president of the university radio station, cut to the pandemic, and where most people were freaking out. You took that moment by the horns and
Hmm.
took that moment to do something big. Good for you. Tell
Yes.
us about it.
So once the pandemic hit, I realized that I had to keep the show going because I said if I just sit here in my house and just not do anything, I'm gonna lose all momentum that I had. And I made sure to keep the show going by I had like a webcam set up on the side of my studio space here originally when doing interviews. So you might see some interviews where you're like catching a side view and just me talking on my computer here. But
Oh,
then I
you're
eventually
live right now on my Insta channel.
oh yeah, see? Oh, I and then I got Zoom, and I was familiar with it because we were using that in school to do classes because of the pandemic, and it's worked out ever since. And that's when I really took advantage of connecting with people in the industry to do interviews with. That's really, I would say, the pandemic really helped my show skyrocket, even though it was big before, and I was on campus, and I had all these listeners, and the campus was listening. I think once I got into the pandemic mode, because everyone was sitting in their houses, I was able to pull even bigger people like Fat Joe, Michael Rappaport. I was able to interview big time people. So it only prospered for me.
I think that's fantastic.
Hmm.
I, like you, uh, hosted 60 episodes of a talk show called Sexy's Timeless Talks with
Mm.
Louisa Diaz and Delana Dixon. And we did 60 episodes of Sexy's Timeless Talks, and
Hmm.
we all booked the talent. And yes, I, like you, found that we were really able to access some very big names and big stars in all different kinds of industries because everyone was stuck at home and just open to doing something. And I found the tech learning curve rather challenging.
Hmm.
Did you find that you had to work extra hard to sort of get your A game in the tech sphere to broadcast properly? Was that like a learning curve challenge for you?
It definitely was, especially with Wi-Fi connection. Because when you're at St. John's, you just either have the phone line there of the person calling in, or they're actually there with you. So there was definitely more technical things that I had to learn in order to get the show going. And then eventually it worked out testing how to go live from YouTube. I never did that before, so I had to really learn all the aspects of technology, whether on social media or YouTube, to continue the show. So yeah, there were some struggles early on, but now it's kind of I got the hang of everything.
Oh, look at
Unless something else comes along.
I think you're doing like really stellar work. Actually, I have all kinds of questions that I'd really like to know about how you built out your radio station because there's not many people your age that own their own radio station and
That's
built it
true.
out. And I saw that you are not just on one, two, three, four, five platforms. You're like on all the platforms
Yeah.
everywhere. I saw that. And I was like, wow, TJ Mad Max is on platforms I didn't even know existed. Like you're
Yeah.
everywhere, man.
Yeah, I tried to take advantage of just every platform. Once I got onto the internet space, I said, yeah, I got to make sure that my show's on every platform in order to get more of an audience, more of traction. It was so important for me to do the research and getting into all these avenues to really get my show out there.
Well, you certainly have gotten your show out there, and I think
Yes.
you're doing like a stellar job. Uh,
Thank you.
really. And do you like booking your own talent?
Yes, I do, because you're in control when you book your own talent. I feel as though because there's been times where I've relied on other people as far as not booking big guests, but they'll send me like independent artists, and it's more of me doing favors for people,
Uh-huh.
and it's not necessarily people that I would be interested in, but you kind of just do it to just do favors for people. And I recently kind of had a discussion with someone recently about the favor stopping because you could only do so much, and you have to do what makes you happy at the end of the day.
Please
It's
tell me I wasn't a favored guest on your show.
no, you weren't. No, 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 no. This is with someone else that I've been dealing with for years. It's been, and I just feel as though when you're doing, I would say the cord cut. There was a certain comment that was made that was disrespectful to me in a phone conversation, to
Ooh.
where it was like, yeah, I need to put a halt to this because I see this person's true colors. And this was a favor that I was always doing for somebody. And I could tell that this was someone that was using me for only their benefit.
I totally understand that. I
Mhm.
have experienced that in my line of work too. I totally get it.
Yeah. No, me and Yvonne we're perfect. It wasn't Yvonne.
Okay, okay. Just checking. So
Yeah.
so glad. So, I know that in the industry, you are really considered a really fantastic host. And I think that you and I share a joy of conversation.
Hmm.
And I think that especially in a post-pandemic world where nobody's having face-to-face conversations, I feel like talking with you is natural. Like
Mm.
I don't feel like we're on air. I know we are. But you have a very natural approach. And I think people feel like they are a fly in the wall watching an organic conversation. And I think that that is a real talent of yours.
Thank you. That means a lot.
And you dig deep. Like I know you dig deep. So like I went and I dug deep. So I wanted to talk about, so I know that you bring on a lot of artists.
Hmm.
I know that you are considered somewhat of a hip hop historian.
That's right. Hmm.
So as not to date myself, I will start by asking you a question. When did you fall in love with hip hop?
Probably when I first heard Nelly, I had to be 1 or 2 years old, and I just remember my mother telling me that I would be reciting "Must Be the Money" in the back, like "Hey," when I was like a little kid. So his song "Ride with Me," that's probably when this all started. So that's when my love of hip hop really became to be, as far as the introduction, and then just from there, I started listening to Eminem and 50 Cent, and then just grew from there as I got older.
So when I was coming up, it was Grandmaster Flash, Run DMC, Dougie Fresh. Not to date myself, but
Legends.
Slim's Shady, Heavy D. Um, and we can debate. Do you? Oh, I love a trivia moment. Trivia moment. Do you agree or disagree that Debbie Harry of the group Blondie had one of the first mainstream recorded raps.
Mm, I would agree. I would agree. Yeah, that was one that plummeted. And even Sugar Hill Gang, I think that was another one that really plummeted into the mainstream. I would say Run DMC, because you mentioned DMC, they kicked in the door with Walk This Way. I think that really set hip hop ablaze,
Yes,
really kicked the
totally.
door in.
Especially, when they partnered with a heavy metal band, like,
Aerosmith,
that
yeah.
really brought it mainstream.
Hmm.
Um, but I do remember listening to Blondie and thinking, wow, that's cool, right?
Yeah.
And watching movies like Wild Style and
Yeah.
see that movie. My God,
Yeah.
I'm dating myself. Um, and I actually, so when I was a very young teenager, I used to rap freestyle
Oh, I didn't know that.
because I don't advertise it. And I was actually a member of probably one of the first multi-ethnic, multi-sex crews. And we went to WERS in Boston. There was a guy that would host live battles on a Sunday. We went, cleaned the floor with the other
Put the work in.
crew, and we left. But if you ask me to freestyle now, there's no way it's happening. I can't. It's like a language.
Hmm.
It's like dance. It's like a language. If you don't do it every day, you lose it. It's
Yeah.
not like riding a bicycle. You got to do it every day as like an athlete.
That's right. It's no different than an athlete. That's why a lot of artists call the studio their playing field or the gym.
And what is your favorite all-time hip hop song?
Ooh, all time?
All time, or one of them.
Man.
Do you jive with something from the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, post-pandemic? Where's
Uh,
your sweet spot at?
Oof. I listen to everything as far as hip hop. I mean, some of the newer artists I'm not the biggest on because it's totally changed. It's not as lyrical as it once was. Everything's changed. It's not storytelling as much
No,
anymore.
it's not storytelling anymore.
No.
When I was coming up, it was about wordplay
Yeah.
and nuance and humor and storytelling. And then it just became like, I don't know, gangster. It was just about hoes and dope and money and whatever. And it became
Well,
less.
I like all that stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Hey,
I
you
like all.
have the right to like what you want. But for me, when the storytelling left, when the language skill left, I got less interested. But
Mhm.
still, when I hear a hip hop song and the lyrics are tight and I can feel what the person is talking about, that like warms my soul.
I think if you were to ask me my favorite hip hop song, I think uh, it's just when you listen to it, it's time. I'd say "Dear Mama" by Tupac. I think
Yeah,
that's one that really speaks out. That's like an all time song for me.
that's a good choice. That's a good
Yeah,
one. I like that.
yeah.
And in fact, I don't know, I'll get back with you on this after the show, but I have a friend who uh, owns a podcast station and
Okay.
invites on artists
Hmm.
to live battle in his studio, record albums, have interviews. I'm going to hook you up with him um, just in case,
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. We have to like share our networks,
Yeah,
right?
build together. Yeah,
Build it together. That's right. We are stronger together.
that's
So,
right.
so now you have your own radio station, you're booking talent, you're all over the place, on all the platforms.
Yeah.
And I want to know what's next for you. What do you want to do?
That's a good question because it's like that's something that I reflect about every day. Because with the radio station that I have and just everything that I've done and want to do, I think I'm open to even going. It's been like a wild journey for me wanting to get to California, and that's still a dream to really do something to where it gets even more recognition and national, where I could do things on a national level. I think that's something I would love to do something similar to like a hip hop TRL, something I would love to do something like that. I think that's something that's out there, some kind of talk show on a television network, where kind of like what we do, but just on a bigger channel.
On a bigger
It's
screen. Yeah,
on a bigger
sure.
screen. Yeah, I think that's what I really wanted, as well as acting and music. There's other things that I want to do, but I think it really has to happen for me out in California. I feel like that's been my calling. I know people that listen to my show, I often hear when I'm in Cali soon, when I'm in Cali soon, because it's something that I've been working towards probably now for, I'd probably say about 2 years.
And how much time before you take the plunge, and what is keeping you from going after your dream? Because you strike me as the kind of man who takes no prisoners, who is gregarious, who is out there, who's ready to put some testosterone and some energy into what you want to accomplish, and you just go and conquer. And I mean, who builds their own radio station out right out of college during a pandemic? I don't even know if were you fully graduated?
No, I
No.
started it. Yeah, I started it in college, the station. I really started building the groundwork there because I knew I said with how everything was going with the pandemic and just me trying to get internships because there's a whole other, I don't know if you want me, I don't know how much time you have for me
I
tonight,
got
but
all the time in the world for you, baby. Don't you worry.
okay, yeah. So I know there's some hosts that are blackballing me in New York, 100% just by me being in internships, and we could name drop Hot 97. There's different radio hosts that I know that, and just me hearing things in the industry where they don't want me to work on these stations. So I knew just with not getting internships in college that I said I got to do this myself and just keep doing on my own. And that's when it really hit me to create my own station and just keep building until you could really take things to where you want to go and show that you have a resume and a library full of work.
Don't you quit. Don't
Yeah.
you quit. So, what is missing for you to go to LA?
Mm.
What's the missing piece of the puzzle for you?
I think just really calculating the steps, knowing exactly what is the route that I want to take into going out there. Is it acting? I kind of have to have a focus because it's like I want to do music, I want to do movies, I want to do interviewing. Interviewing is my first passion, of course, but I want to make sure when I get out there that there's no, oh, we got to turn home and go back to New York. I don't want to make a wrong step that sets me back. I want to make sure once I get there that I'm there for the long haul.
I don't think you really have anything to lose. I mean, your
Hmm.
radio station is portable.
Yeah, it is.
You, can get the advertisers.
Yeah,
So, all you need is a place to hang your hat, and you
pretty
go
much.
from there. Now, let me dive a little deeper. I'm going to get all nosy, okay? So let's talk about acting. You say you want to act,
Hmm.
and you
That's
say you
right.
want to produce music, or you are a musician. Clarify the music bit for me first.
The the music bit is something that's kind of always been a passion. I would say I've never really talked about it vocally about me actually because I used to write a lot of raps when I was younger and even throughout high school and then my mother ever ended up finding she found some of my notes and she was like I don't like what you're writing in here because I was writing about just things that were going on in my environment, drug
Right.
dealing and things like that, and just because I wasn't necessarily doing that stuff, but I was around a lot of people who was doing that, and just listening to music that was really influential to me at that time, putting everything into my surrounding environments into my music, and so when my mother found my notes, I was like, yeah, let me just, you know, not do this. But I did still record a little bit, like on the side, like with like these little setup mic that I had in my studio back where I used to live in Norwalk. So and I was kind of offbeat and things like that. And then I went to college with still having the ambition of doing music on the side, writing stuff. Then I ran into someone who was supposedly a producer on campus, got introduced to one or two of them. One of them wanted to work with me. The other one told me that I was offbeat and kind of really discouraged me and said a lot of things to discourage me from it. Later on, did I know that this person would be one of the snakes that I would have to cut off later in college. And I'm someone that really doesn't have too many friends because when I did get a lot of success in college, everyone turned on me.
I
Um,
understand that.
yeah.
You have talent.
Hmm.
Sometimes other people get intimidated by that or feel threatened by that, or they feel like there's only a finite uh, room for talent in the world rather than an endless room for talent in the world. And I feel like sometimes some people don't see us or don't understand us, or their lack of imagination and scope does not permit them to see our possibility.
Hmm.
And I resonate with what you're saying because I know, especially when we're young and we're coming up, we really need the support. And in our early years, to have other people sort of say, "Oh no, you're not good enough." Look, if if I listened to everybody who told me I was, I don't know, too short, not skinny enough, not blonde enough, not girl next door American Pie enough. That if I had to listen to all that, I was too big, too much. Oh my God. If I had to listen to all of that, I would have given up
Hmm.
decades ago.
Yeah,
I believe in me. You believe in you.
that's right.
And along the way, we have found a couple of coaches, instructors, professors that saw our potential.
That's right.
And I know that when the chips are down, when things are good, things are up, things are balling, like all of a sudden there's like a million people, everyone wants to know you. I also know that when the chips are down, you hear crickets, people disappear.
It's true. It
So
really is.
I would say don't let anyone or anything get in your way.
You can't.
No, I think you got to go and take what's yours. And I feel like life is like that.
Hmm.
Nothing is guaranteed in life.
No, it's not.
And our careers, the life we want for ourselves, the people or person we choose to spend our life with. So speaking of people to spend your life with, let me get all up in your mix for just a moment because I can't resist. I can't resist. You
Yeah.
can that as the author of 90 Days Husband Number Two,
Of
I
course.
can't resist. So let's play a little game.
Hmm.
I would like it if you would tell me, first off, what do you want you, DJ Mad Max, for your own life? Like, paint me the picture of your dream life. What does it look like?